Guys, it may finally be over. After years, and especially these last couple months, the rumors of the Fantastic Four casting, it's like specifically these last couple months, it's like every day, every week, a new rumor about the Fantastic Four in the MCU. This person's going to play this role. This person's auditioned for that role. This person's in the front running, and blah, blah, blah. It has been going on for the longest time. And now, finally, we may actually know who the cast is of the MCU's Fantastic Four. Probably one of the biggest deals when it comes to casting a movie ever. Like, it has gone on for so long now, and while this has not been officially announced by Marvel Studios, and probably won't be until San Diego Comic-Con in July, at least that's my best guess when they're going to reveal it, the information is out there, and it is coming from one of our favorite scoopers, My Time to Shine Hello, who, they didn't say oh, here's the Fantastic Four cast. They just posted, conveniently, 4 photos of 4 actors, all 4 of which have been rumored at least at one point for these roles. Some of which, we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. Some of them are pretty much all but confirmed for these roles. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this. So My Time to Shine Hello just posted this, Fantastic Four. You got Adam Driver, you got Margot Robbie, Paul Mescal, and Daveed Diggs. So let's talk about each member and each casting individually. So first up is obviously Adam Driver. Adam Driver was one of the biggest rumors for Reed Richards. Originally, years ago when the whole Fantastic Four fan casting first started, he was my fan cast for Doctor Doom. I still think he'd be a better Doctor Doom than Reed Richards, but I do think that he'll actually be really great in this role. Definitely not somebody I would have thought of, but I think he's really going to kill it. I mean, Adam Driver's a great actor, and this is the one that is no surprise at all, because this has been it's been weeks since we first heard that it's okay, he was offered the role, the ball's in his court, he's probably just gonna sign on the dotted line, and boom, he is Reed Richards. This is the one that is no surprise at all, because we all saw it coming, whether you like it or not. Now, a bit of a surprise is Margot Robbie, because this is something that, there's been rumors and, people talking about it for, this whole time. This fan casting and rumors has been a thing, but it was particularly probably about a month ago, a couple weeks ago at this point, one of the many rumors when it came to Sue Storm, because there were a lot. One of them was that Margot Robbie had been offered the role. She was the only actress out of all the actresses that were rumored, Jodie Comer, Vanessa Kirby, everybody. She was the only one that we actually heard a scoop about being offered the role, the same way Adam Driver was offered the role of Reed Richards. So Margot Robbie was supposedly offered the role. Sounds like that did happen, and she has accepted the role. But when I talked about this a couple weeks ago, when this was first a rumor, I did not believe it. I mean, I believed it, but at the same time, I was very, very skeptical about it, because Margot Robbie is one of the biggest actresses in the world right now, and she has been for years. So she's busy, and she mainly does, very award-worthy films. I mean, she's got Barbie coming up this summer as well, which I'm really excited for also. But the other thing is that she's Harley Quinn for the DC Universe. And James Gunn has said that even with this reboot, soft reboot, whatever it is, going forward with the DCU, the DC Cinematic Universe, Margot Robbie will be Harley Quinn. So I guess she's going to be both in the DCU and the MCU at the same time, which is kind of crazy, but not unprecedented. I mean, we've had other actors do that in the past, but we've never seen it on this scale before. It's been very much small things, like you see some actors, specifically with James Gunn being in both Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad. But, this is unprecedented to have a lead role in both universes, but it's not impossible. But, I mean, Margot Robbie's already busy as it is, so I'm surprised she's going to have time to take on an MCU lead like Sue Storm. But as for the casting itself, I really love it. I think, Margot Robbie, she's a great actress, and I think she's going to do a great job as Sue Storm. Now we have one I'm a bit more skeptical about is Paul Mescal, and he would, of course, be playing Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. Now, Paul Mescal, I'm not familiar with him as an actor. I haven't seen any of his work, or maybe I have, just not anything that I know of. So obviously, I can't judge this based on his acting ability, but just judging on him physically, I mean, he's the right age for what I want, but just like in some of these pictures, he just looks too old. And that, I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but just like, I mean, I'm assuming he wouldn't have the beard or the facial hair in the film, but he just doesn't look like Johnny Storm to me. It's not even like Adam Driver, where it's like I look at Adam Driver and I don't necessarily see Reed Richards, but I could see Reed Richards and I could see that working. But with Paul Mescal, I just don't look at him in any way and think, oh, that's Johnny Storm. And like I said, he's in the right age. I want him to be around the same age as Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And because, they have interactions in the comics, and just to have those as similar age characters, I think just makes a lot of sense. But Paul Mescal is just not working for me. And I'm a little confused by this because a couple weeks ago, this was a big rumor that Paul Mescal had been offered the role. But there were people saying that he was offered the role and he declined it due to scheduling issues or something like that. So, not sure how he's suddenly back in the role, but we'll see on that. But I really want to point this out. So somebody said this on Twitter. Johnny Storm should be attractive, sexy. This is quite the opposite, and then he looks like a 30-year-old. That's a little mean to say he's quite the opposite of sexy, but, whatever. But, however, I still hope in Rudy Pankow, because man is still certain. I don't really understand what the end of that says, but basically Rudy Pankow, or Rudy Pankow, man, I want this guy as Johnny Storm. You guys know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I love this guy, and he's my number one fan cast. I need this guy as Johnny Storm. I mean, I'm not gonna, riot or get, super upset and cry all day if he's not cast, but just, in my opinion, that is the perfect casting right there. And also, if you look at the bottom here, this other comment, like I mentioned before, I just can't picture Paul Mescal interacting with or having chemistry with Tom Holland. So, this is the only casting out of the four that I'm very iffy on, but, obviously I'm going to hold my judgment until I actually see him in the role. He could surprise me, and plus, I also haven't even seen him in anything, so I can't really judge him based on his acting ability either. But, finally, for Ben Grimm, The Thing, we have Daveed Diggs. Now, this is another one that has been rumored for a while now, and actually, Ben Grimm has been the one out of the whole group that has had the least rumors. Out of this whole, multi-year process of rumors and fan casting, all the focus has been on Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and then a little bit on Johnny Storm. But the thing, there's been, nothing until literally just about a month ago, we got that suddenly out of nowhere rumor of Mila Kunis being offered the role of the Thing, and that was a whole blow up thing. So I'm glad they're not casting a female. I am happy with Daveed Diggs as the Thing. This was a rumor that popped a couple weeks ago. Grace Randolph was teasing that an actor from an upcoming Disney movie had been offered the role of the Thing. And this was a couple weeks ago, so this was before The Little Mermaid came out. Now The Little Mermaid has come out. Daveed Diggs voices Sebastian in the live-action Little Mermaid movie, which actually, speaking of that, you can check out my review for the live-action Little Mermaid movie on my other channel, The Movie Life, so go check that out. I really enjoyed that film. Maybe even better than the original, so definitely check out that review. But Daveed Diggs as the Thing has always been an interesting choice to me. I mean, obviously, it'd be race bending the character. That I don't think is a big deal. I don't care about that. I think Daveed Diggs is a great actor. I think he'll really be able to capture the soft side of the Thing. The only hesitation I have here with this casting is just, I am at least curious about how he'll do with the toughness of the character. Because especially, for a character like the Thing, he's, I'm assuming, going to be a CGI character. The focus on the actor is going to be the voice, because, the actual look of the Thing will be all CGI, so the actor's main job will be the voice. And when I think of Daveed Diggs' voice, I don't think, deep and rocky like I do the Thing. I think of more, not necessarily higher pitch, but just softer. I know he's a big role in the show Snowpiercer, and I haven't seen the show, but from what I've seen in trailers and previews and stuff, it looks like he's probably a pretty tough guy character on that show, so that may give me a better gauge of how he would do in this role. But from what I've seen him in, Hamilton and Wonder, and now The Little Mermaid, it just doesn't make me think, of this guy saying it's clobbering time or anything like that. But I think he's a great actor, so I think he could totally pull it off. And especially after, I watched a bunch of interviews for the Little Mermaid movie, seeing how he did so much research to play Sebastian, to do that Jamaican accent. And also specifically with Sebastian in The Little Mermaid, his tone changed so much. Like, there were moments where he was like super soft and super kind of high pitched with his voice, but then at other times he was like really, really deep. So I can see this working, and it actually gets me really excited because it's a casting that I don't think anybody really thought of before it was rumored, but it's unexpected, it's very creative, it's original, and I like it. It's just something that gets me really excited and interested to see what a Daveed Diggs Ben Grimm the Thing would look like, because I think it's a really interesting, really cool idea. So anyways, guys, this right here, it looks like will be our cast for the MCU's Fantastic Four. Again, it's not confirmed. It's not officially announced by Marvel Studios. They'll probably announce it San Diego Comic-Con, but it's coming from My Time to Shine Hello, of course, a very reliable source. All of these have been rumored at one point, so it makes sense. And the only one I'm at least slightly unhappy about is Paul Mescal as Johnny Storm. Nothing against the guy, I just don't see him as Johnny Storm. I also want somebody who's like more blonde. Like he definitely looks like he is blonde, but like more of a dirty blonde. I want a like blonde, like, Rudy Ponkow. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. What do you think about this? Again, I'd call it confirmed, but also, consider this a rumor for now. What do you think about this rumored casting, but also kind of confirmed casting for the MCU's Fantastic Four? Do you like this cast? Are there a couple actors you would maybe want to switch out? What other actors would you like to see in these roles? Let me know down in the comments below. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I keep you up to date on everything goes on in the Marvel life.